Hey everybody, it's Adam with IHP down in sunny South Florida. I'm here with Carlos, and it's Tuesday, so we have our in-house staff meeting going as well. And we've got some questions for you as part of JC Unplugged. And like everything else, we just get right into it.
Let's do it.
Unless we have anything you want to talk about.
No, we're very excited to finish 2019 very strong and 2020. We have redone our entire curriculum, and we are adding more stuff at a rate that I can't even believe that we're doing. So, super excited about 2020.
Awesome. All right, let's go right into the first question.
It's you.
In your opinion, dealing with someone who has vertigo, what are some of the things that we can do from a traditional or from a functional perspective?
Oh, I've been asked that before. Vertigo. Okay. We know there's such a thing. I am not sure if we even know exactly what the mechanism is for vertigo, and is it the same mechanism all the time? In other words, is it a mechanical issue in the middle, in the eardrum? Is it a chemical issue, or is it a combination? So all we know is that people who suffer from this condition get dizzy, and they get dizzy sometimes, and they can't predict when they're going to get dizzy. So the question is, what kind of training? Well, it's the kind of training that doesn't make them dizzy. Since you don't know, for example, if laying them down and standing up fast always makes them dizzy, then when you do lay them down, if you do lay them down, make sure they get up slow. So you got to figure, A, if you can identify the trigger mechanism in the gym. Laying down. No, even if they get up slow, laying down from down to up, even slow, may trigger it. Then you don't do any supine and prone exercises. If getting up and down fast triggers it, then you get up slow. Let's say that high interthoracic and interabdominal pressure, which are followed by intracranial pressure, okay, during heavy lifts, if that triggers it, then you can't lift them heavy. So obviously, you have to find out what the trigger is, if you can identify the trigger and stay away from that in the gym. And that's about all you can do. You know, some people with vertigo can go heavy, some people with vertigo can lay down, some people with vertigo can't lay down. So it's hard to say one thing because the mechanism by which vertigo works can be different from different people. So you got to identify it and try to stay away from it in the gym. I'm sorry I can't give you a better answer than that.
I think we also have to take into consideration the trigger, alternating pressing, alternating rowing. That can kind of mess with the vestibular system a little bit, so that could be a trigger. Who knows what the trigger is?
Yeah, so if visual, and I know that vertigo can be stimulated visually because we can all get dizzy just by visual. All right, you can sit at a universal ride that's not moving, and the 3D video in front of you is so real that it can just make you dizzy just by stimulating the vestibular system through the ocular system. You know,
so this is a good question here coming up that's going to segue into some other things. People that have back injuries that come to us, do we avoid that training area altogether, or do we let the doctor and meds intervene for some of the back pain?
Well, we get different people from at different stages. We got some people that have sciatica. Why do I have sciatica? I don't know, I just have sciatica, and we can treat those. We have people coming from the doctor where they thought they needed surgery, and for example, Dr. Cameron and Dr. Feldman, I love those guys because surgery is the last remedy for them. So we're not cutting you unless you go through Carlos first. And there's been, I think, 2 people in the last 4 or 5 years that we have not been able to help. One needed a nerve ablation, and I have to follow up with them, and the other one needed surgery. So it was just bad. So it depends. It depends on where they're coming. Sometimes they come to us and they haven't even seen a doctor. Sciatica, my back is bothering me. Sometimes they've seen a doctor, go do therapy. They've done therapy, hasn't worked, then they come here. Sometimes they come from doctors with some medication, like the cases that we get from South America with Dr. Cantor, the insurance cases we get. Those people come fully loaded, and we have to deal with them a little bit more gingerly than the other time. So it depends at what phase they come, what the symptoms are, and where they're at in their treatment.
Right. I think it's a good time just to throw a shameless plug out there. We have IHPnobackpain.com that we're going to be establishing. So if you guys want to get more information about how we deal with some of our back patients that we see here, that website's going to be coming to you shortly. Okay, next question.
And that's one of the projects that I'm excited about. And I never got into this business to deal with back pain. Never. It's just that since we became so good at core training and learning train the core from very, very easy. And it was never people with back pain, it was old people that were 86, that were 80. So we had to find really light progressions. And of course, we trained with the athletes. So we had to create these little progressions, not because of back pain, just because of populations we were seeing, you know. The ability, some have very low ability. Well, what's back pain? You have very low ability. So when we move those progressions from the elderly that were not fully functional to the back pain, it fit like a glove. So now we're known as the back pain people here in Boca and South Florida. So for you personal trainers, sometimes you get an area of expertise that you didn't even think. You gotta blow it up. You gotta blow it up.
How do you deal with people that have that mental block? It's going to hurt. I can't do it. How do you work with them psychologically to help them get over those mental barriers?
I come through the side window, and I know the type because I'm used to dealing with animals. I've had horses, and the best example that I can give you is when a horse doesn't want to come in the trailer. He doesn't want to come in the trailer because he's got this preconceived notion that this trail leads to the trainer. To the trailer, right? So he's not going in a straight line to that trailer no matter what. So you got to divert them. So the way you do that is you take a horse and you circle them around and you bring them in the trailer that way. So before they know it, they're coming off the ramp. So if somebody says, I don't want to squat because it's going to hurt, great. Then I'll bridge them. I'll RDL them. I'll 45-degree bench them. And before you know it, I'll squat them with a push with a medicine ball. I'll do a wall squat, and I'll see if they can give me some kind of squatting without pain. So first, no squatting. I'll do hip hinging things. And then try to say, hey, you know that RDL? You know, that's pretty much like a squat. Why don't you give me a little Billy squat? And I'll come in the side door that way. Normally, they don't want to do it because they're not good at it. They're not good at it because they've never trained it. They've never trained it, so their muscles are weak. So what I do is I strengthen those muscles with other exercises and then give them little progressions that they can taste, and then they go, oh, that wasn't difficult. Boom, that's the way I get it.
Okay. All right, let's see what we got next.
See, so owning a horse helps. So all personal trainers buy a horse. Have it for about 6 months and then get rid of it.
Training foot speed and some reaction time for your combat athletes, wrestlers and fighters. How do you go about it? Speed work, reaction times?
I think speed work is greatly misunderstood. Why? And I came up on during the era of Randy Smythe. When SAQ, Speed, Agility, Quickness, SAQ was first coined in the 80s, was by Randy Smythe. He had a camp up in Oregon. And he's the one that popularized the agility ladder, the side strike, the trampoline, all of the track and field stuff, the medicine ball throws. He's the first guy that came up with self-made videos and was selling them for 30, 40 bucks for a 15-minute video because nobody had that. So that's where I come from. And of course, boom, an agility ladder becomes 2 agility ladders. 2 agility ladders become 4 agility ladders. And now you have a zigzag the size of a football field, and now 2 or 3 steps turn into like La Comparsa. They got the merengue, they got the salsa, they got the cumbia, and they're doing a bunch of crap on the agility ladder, and now they're doing it in sand. It's like, really? What are we doing in quicksand? That's even better, that'll slow it down even more. Look, guys, a ladder or anything repetitive is good to teach a 13, 14, 11-year-old how to do the step. But it's not doing the step better where it's at. You learn the step over a 10-yard, okay? Then you speed up the step during the 5-yard ladder. And then you take half of that and you do 2 or 3 steps and then you react. And eventually it just becomes reaction, practice. You don't get good with the agility ladder. You get good with what the agility ladder is supposed to develop, which is running good patterns, defending, sparring, moving, being in the right place at the right time. That's what agility is supposed to do. So we measure the prowess or the improvement of agility by how fast you're doing and what you can do on the agility ladder. And we end up making agility ladder experts that don't move any better on the basketball court. Specificity, all right? Get the agility ladder up to a point. And after that, you got to let it go, because now you're just getting better at the agility ladder. It's not transferring to basketball, soccer, and fighting. Right. So that's my approach. My approach is teach a skill that allows you to practice speed. Okay, so first you got to do the 10, so you can learn the skill, because the skill is the tool that's going to teach you speed. It's not speed in baseball, it's just speed. Okay, then when you learn the speed, then you got to shorten it and make it look like baseball, make it look like soccer, and then shorten it more, and then practice soccer. It's practicing soccer where you're going to get better at soccer. So you got to use these things as a tool and kind of get it, use it, explore speed, and then transfer the speed over to the soccer field or basketball court.
I think sometimes with agility ladder drills where we miss the mark is that the agility drills are being done they're being used to train the athlete who is involved in a sport that has a defender. And then, so you practice all this agility, but then the agility is being done without a defender on them. So once you go out to the field and now you have a defender, the agility kind of takes a different shape now.
Yeah.
Because now you have reaction time that you have to build into it.
Right, but it's not necessarily the defender. It could be anything. For example, a shortstop. You want a fast move, so if you see the ball, you can react to the ball. There's no defender, there's nothing there. Can the agility ladder be used a little bit for that situation? Minimal, but I would say yes. But it's going to be a very small portion, because eventually you got to get this guy looking at a ball coming really quick and be able to know exactly returning serve on tennis, that kind of stuff, figuring out where that low volley is going to go to next. Is it going to go deep to the corner, or are they going to drop it in front of you because you're at midcourt? So that is where you get good at tennis. That is where you get good at baseball. It's not in the speed development. So we get lost in the speed development without thinking, well, why am I getting faster to begin with? Also, I can do more of this. It's the quality practice that makes an athlete better. It's not the lifting, and it's not the training. Sorry, it's the genetics. So you get speed, and then you transfer the speed over to the target activity quickly.
All right. When is it, I think you know you're going to go with this one, when is it optimal to use undulating programming? I mean, we use it all the time in our stuff.
Yeah, well, undulating programming, the way we use it with the triplex and the hybrid, that's innate. We do that while we're periodizing linearly. Okay, so we have, that's built into our stuff anyways. But we do now have some undulating programs where, for an advanced person who's already got a base, who can already rock and roll, we got 5 weeks to train. An undulating situation is perfect, but you got to train at least 3 days a week.
Right.
So we can get a power day for the, or a power triplex for the legs, a strength triplex for the legs, and a hypertrophy triplex for the legs, all on different days, and then alter the chest and the back with all that. So when we have a short time to train and you want to push everything forward, but in order to do that, you have to have somebody who's at least an intermediate and has a decent training base, because you can't start the power training with a person who doesn't even know what power is. You know, so that's when we like to do that traditional undulating.
Right. So you would use undulating for someone who's got a short time for their
4, 5, 6 weeks.
before their activity.
Yeah,
their activity.
and they have a base.
Right. And the undulating that we've done, that we've talked about before, is in one day. We would do a power, strength, almost like a hypertrophy in one day.
Right.
And then the next day, we would change it.
Yeah, but then you don't have enough times in the day. If you do Monday, if you do 3 triplexes of strength for your legs, okay, when are you going to do power? When are you going to do hypertrophy? There's not enough time. So we either have to do our hybrid basic program, or we have to do the undulating program that we use.
Right. Which is have target back, power for back, strength for chest.
For those of you who don't know, it's 3 days. Boom, 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 and you're doing triplexes, right? And so what you do is you take legs, okay, chest, these are your predominant, and pull. So we're going to go back, explosive, this is power. We're going to go chest, explosive, and we're going to go legs, explosive, all right? Then we bring this over, then you go chest, strength, and then you go back, hypertrophy. Always neural, highest neural demand, here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, and we have some metabolics that we have available at the end. So this is a great undulating scheme where you get a little bit, and if you're absent one day, because whatever, at least you've got a lot of variation on the other 2 days. So this is an awesome thing that we use, and it works like a charm.
This is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That short period of time.
Yeah, this is anywhere between 3 to 6 weeks. That's beautiful.
Okay, let's see. What can we do for clients who are getting ready to go into any kind of surgery? What can we do to prepare them?
Every orthopedic surgeon will tell you the same thing. Treat the surgery just like a gold medal event. Okay? Get up in the best shape possible. We've had that with open heart surgery. We've had that recommendation with 38-degree scoliosis. We've had that with hip replacements and knee replacements. So every single time that we've had somebody go into surgery, the surgeon has always said the same thing. Get them in the best shape possible for the surgery. Simple. So we periodize them just like if they were for power intervals, just like if they were going to be, getting ready for a fight. We could do that for 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Exactly, exactly. All right, then we got one more question here. I think you'll like this one. What can people expect from the new personal training certification that we're doing here next weekend?
What they can expect is to have a different certification. They're going to have a different experience. They don't know. It's always easy to say, this is different, totally different. It's like everything, totally different. I don't know if you guys are Mac or what, but when I was a PC guy, they used to say, get a Mac. And I didn't really care. And to this day, I don't care. I just want a computer, right? And they said, get a Mac. And I go, why? They said, because it's easier. It integrates better with everything. I didn't know what the hell that meant. But the first day that I got a Mac, and I had an iPhone, and you plug them together, and they talk to each other, connect, back up, transfer, and you go, I get it. I understand what they meant by integrate, that it's easy, okay? So, not that I'm trying to send you to a Mac, I don't really care what you use, because I don't care what I use. But like that, our training for our trainers, okay, is for professional personal training career, for a professional personal training career. We just had it. You can ask these guys that are behind the camera if you ever come in here, hey, what are the meetings like? And they'll tell you. I run IHP just like I run my family, And if you want to succeed in personal training, you can't half-ass it. The problem is that certifications and 4-year degree do not deal with the personal training career. They deal with the physiological aspect of personal training, which is this much of the career. This much. So you spend 4 years, you spend 2 years learning the basics, humanities, social science, English, stuff, that kind of stuff. And then you go into introduction to exercise science, advanced exercise physiology, biomechanics, and you don't use not one bit of that here. So you go 2 years learning the science behind the physiology of exercise, which you do not use here. So when people come out of 4-year degrees, and they're certified by the NSCA, ASIP, NASM, and all the great certifications that we have out there, they can't train. They can't train. They can't talk to clients. You ask them to tour, we got to train them to tour. We got to train them to answer the phone. We got to train them how to talk. We got to train them where to go, what to say at a grocery store. Excuse me, what's that? When somebody asks you, what's that? It's round one. Ding! Bite down on your mouthpiece, because it's the opportunity to explain what you do and why they should be in your gym. So, our certifications deal with that. Our certifications deal with the career of personal training, how to market, how to use the assessment. We don't do the functional movement screen. It may be a great assessment, but it doesn't teach you how to use that to close a sale. And I'll say that proudly. It's not that I'm closing the sale. It doesn't teach you how to use that to convince and inspire somebody to use your services. Our assessment program is centered around, let me explain this to you, this to you, this to you, and this to you. And let me let you feel it. So when somebody feels slow on one leg during a single leg assessment, and they smile because they, oh, I didn't know I was that weak. There it is. Oh, and your back hurts. Oh, and when you want to serve better in tennis. Oh, and you want better changes of direction. Oh, you want more vertical jump. You want more speed. How are you going to do it like that? If you want to go from here to Orlando, you have a flat tire. It doesn't take a genius that something's got to get fixed for. There's your flat tire. And we're going to fix it doing this, 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 and this. So you use your assessment. Your assessment is not to figure out a biomechanical disadvantage that the person has. Your assessment is to have somebody experience and be convinced that they have a problem and that you have a solution. And that's the approach that our certifications take. Everything we do is so you can be a more successful personal trainer. So you don't have to be a personal trainer that has a bartending job on the side because you can't make money as a personal trainer. That's absolute BS. And you don't know how many personal trainers we've had in here, okay, that have left for UPS, Federal Express, computer companies, you name it, they've left because they couldn't make money as personal trainers. Loving personal training. And they all said, man, if I could make money, if I could make that money, I'd stay. But I can't. I said, no, yes you can. Because we got people in this room that have done it. And you have me that have done it. And you have my son that never went to college and is not certified. And Rio will do back rehab, hold mitts, train a basketball player, train a golfer who's never played golf in his life. Why? Because he knows the career of personal training. He can talk to people, and he trains enough to be able to train everybody. So that's what you can expect from our certification. That's the short answer to that.
So if Carlos is coming across a little bit passionate about that question, it's because he is. I can tell you, being here for a very, very long time.
How long?
Going on 15 years. And I can tell you unequivocally that this is about as passionate about a certification as I have seen him in that period of time. So if you want to check it out, IHP University. Want to take opportunity to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and hope you enjoy your time with your family. We'll see you soon.